On a bright afternoon, three wild boars are chased by the goblins, but they fall into a trap using a rope and was pulled up to the tree by a net. Goblins were happy after they catch the wild boars using the goblin innovation. Our story protagonist named Nog is the one who invents this trap. His colleagues were happy with the outcome, but a girl goblin named Gubble, Nog's best friend, teased him for inventing things, and the majority of them will not work. Nog always believes that innovating is not always successful. Instead, it will be trial and error. According to his colleague, Nog is the only goblin who invents new things, and it was impressive for them even though some of it is broken. While they were talking, they are not aware that there was an adventurer spotted them. He has a bow to use to attack the goblins. Nog was alarmed by the arrow and warned his colleague. Because of the arrow, all of them panicked and got separated. This is the reality of goblins. They chase wild boars while humans hunt them to get their ears and linens for the quest. Gubble is worried about the rest of their team, but Nog told her that they cannot be able to save them. One thing he is very sure of is he can save them both with the use of his invention. A flower like a gun that he builds for 3 weeks. Upon using it, it did not work, which made Gubble mad, and told him that it was not the time to test his creation. The adventurer found them and they run as fast as they can. Nog saw a sweet cloud mushroom and he jumped into it, which creates smoke that helps them to escape from human. Adventurers were annoyed because they did not catch the remaining goblins and for not completing their quest. The goblin got home safe at the Rictoris, the southern goblin village. Nog always wondered why adventurers hunted them. Humans will not eat goblins, but they will hunt goblins to collect ears and steal their linens. Nog feels weird and questioned himself why adventurers only get their ears and why they steal goblin linens if humans have more fashionable clothes than them. Suddenly, someone came to their village and informed them that the adventurer have struck again, making this the 7th attack in just a week. While Goblins is listening, Zoloth approached Gubble. He's a tall goblin in their village. He gives sympathy for what happened to Gubble's brother, but Gubble was not sure whose brother Zoloth was talking to. Zoloth said that he heard Gubble's brother named Kraz died in today's attack. I thought he died last week. Or was that gas? Gubble answered, that is what happened for having 300 siblings. They don't remember who's alive and dead anymore. The old goblin was discussing with them the things they must do to turn the tide against adventurers. After hearing it, Nog feels excited about imagining things that he wanted to invent, but his imagination was cut off by the old man saying that they will send more goblins on their hunts so their sheer numbers will overwhelm the enemy. Nog disagreed with the old goblin's strategy because for him, sending more goblins will increase their debts. The old goblin rebukes him that he will invent again to build a failed contraption that will magically erase the adventurers. Nog has his own short-term and long-term strategies. For the short term, he thinks that they need to change the way they hunt so they can invade the adventurers, rather than throw more goblins at them. His long-term strategy is they should learn why adventurers hunt goblins. The crowd was perplexed by his ideas, and the old goblin guffawed at him, declaring that his strategy was the stupidest he had ever heard. According to the old goblin, adventurers are barbarians and they should be slaughtered just as humans have done to them. He also added that Nog is not thinking wisely, and as for him, sheer strength is how they will make these adventurers go away, and powers are all that matters. After the discussion, Nog was annoyed at how the elder wanted to send more goblins to die. At this point, he was still determined to do his own ideas, so he asked Gubble to do it together. Gubble was puzzled, but Nog showed him a chest with things inside that they can use to catch an adventurer and finds out why they hate goblins. The next day, the hunter goblins were about to leave and Nog is busy in his area. He felt that all of the goblins think that he was a fool, that's why he wanted to show them that he was not wrong with his ideas. He invents weapons that they can use to catch an adventurer. Gubble supports him and they are both ready to start hunting humans. Goblin's world is home to many creatures. This forest alone has more species than he cares to count. Goblins were known as one of the weakest, but what they lack in strength, they make up for in numbers. However, all the creatures in this forest suffer from one thing: humans. For as long as he can remember, humans have relentlessly raided their forest, slaying everything they see, especially goblins. It's as if they're searching for something. Those that hunt goblins call themselves adventurers. Nog wonders if will they continue this cycle of pointlessly executing each other forever. Nog got distracted on his imagination because Gubble keeps calling him. Gubble said that everyone is fighting the adventurers in the center of the forest, so she suggests that they can easily catch someone if they will also get closer to the battle. Nog said that if they will do it, it's more likely to get themselves to be executed like what happened yesterday. According to him, the strongest adventurers are probably fighting at the center of the forest. He was analyzing the adventurers' strategy so that they could choose the most suitable option. He decided that they will go first to the perimeter of the forest where there are fewer and weaker adventurers can be found. He set up 3 traps, which are the net launcher, the human trap, and the heaven snatcher. Why do their names suck? Gubble asked, which made Nog to be disappointed as he spent a long time inventing and giving it a name. In just a short time, someone was already in their area and walking in the center a little bit further to the rope. When the man already steps up to the rope, Nog and Gubble pull it, but the man only snaps it and continues to walk away. Nog wondered why the trap failed. While he was thinking, the net launcher fell to him and Gubble teased him that he was victimized by his own invention. Since the net launcher didn't work, they move on to his next trap and he was sure that this one will activate instantly. It was the Heaven Snatcher, which contained minerals that he believes it can attract humans. They were both excited after they saw a man walking through the center. The mineral is visible, but the man ignored it and also continued to walk away. Gubble teased him again because his second trap also failed, and Nog wondered why humans don't care about rare ores. Gubble suggests using the Goblin doll because the adventurers love collecting their lines, and as for her, it is the perfect trap for humans. After they set up the human trap with the Goblin doll on it, they saw a human right away, so they create a sound that will make the man go to the Goblin doll. The adventurer was glad that he got a goblin linen that matches up with his daily quest. He was not aware that it was a trap not until Gubble comes out to cut the rope and Nog pull it until the man have been tied up inverted. The adventurer realized that there was a goblin in front of him and he was scared after he heard Gubble and Nog speak. Up until this point, the man can't believe that he was caught by goblins. Don't worry, if you cooperate, we'll let you go. But first, we have some questions for you. Nog stated. They directly asked the adventurer why they despise goblins and spend days hunting, getting their linens like ears, hair, fingers, and teeth. The man answered that simple-minded goblins wouldn't understand. Since the man wouldn't give a clear answer, Nog threatened him that he will die. Nog swung the rope many times, but the man was still firm not until Gubble get her axe and chop the rope, which made the man fall into the trap with sharp things. Nog wanted to reach the man's hand, but it was too late. He scolded Gubble, but Gubble reasoned that Nog already said that the man has to die, and also Nog do the hand signal. I was just trying to scare him. We didn't come up with a hand signal, Nog stated. Gubble realized that they may be executing the man, and Nog told her that he was not involved. Since Gubble feels pity, he instructs Nog to get the man, but Nog was mad because he doesn't want to gown there. Gubble was begging, so Nog cannot do anything but follow her. He was tied up to the rope while Gubble is the one who holds it. When he was almost at the bottom, there's a spirit comes out from the adventurer's body. Nog was scared, so he kicked it, but it go inside his body. He was curious, so he keep tapping it, and he shouted to Gubble that the ghost goes inside on him. When he came back to Gubble, Gubble wondered why he doesn't bring the adventurer's body. When he was about to explain, something pops up and welcomed him as a player. There's a screen in front of him, and the ghost informed him that he unlocked a new ability and also asked him if he wanted to accept it. Nog was terrified and asked Gubble if she saw the ghost, but the ghost told him that he was the only one who could see it. Nog calmed himself and accepted his faith that he was haunted and he deserved it. He was annoyed that the adventurer's blood is now on his hand instead of Gubble. Nog wondered with the screen in front of him, and it has the option to accept or decline. His hand suddenly went straight through the screen, and he asked again to Gubble if she really can't see it, but Gubble thought that Nog was out of his mind. There are adventurers who heard them screaming, and Nog immediately grabbed Gubble and told her to run. The leader of the adventure ordered his men to catch the goblins, and they also used a bow this time. Nog started to rattle, so he told Gubble to split up. The spirit was still on his side and told him to select either accept or decline, and since he remembered that it has acceleration, he then clicked the accept button. He suddenly paused, and there was a note that he acquired Accelerate Level 1. The adventurer cast a skill and attacks the tree to block the path so that Nog will be cornered. Nog won't accept if he will die at the hands of the adventurer, so he told himself to run faster, as he still has a goal to find out why the adventurers hate goblins. He believes he will be the one to bring peace to all goblins and become great like Goblin Grom. He started to run faster until he activated the acceleration. The humans were shocked after seeing Nog use a skill of an adventurer. They continued to attack him, but because of his speed, he can dodge the adventurer's attack and pass through the tree. He was wondering if he teleported and also accused the spirit, but the spirit told him that he successfully activated Accelerate to increase his speed temporarily. He wanted to think more, but the opponent was already behind him, so he ran again and told the spirit that they'll have an interrogation after he escaped from the adventurer. Nog went straight to their village, and when he arrived, he was saddened to see the other goblins injured and some are dead. Nog approached Zoloth to ask if he saw Gubble, but Zoloth told him that he hadn't seen Gubble anywhere yet. After hearing it, he immediately comes out to their village to look for Gubble. He doesn't have any idea how to find Gubble, but the spirit told him that he can use the skill Analyze to find his friend. Don't scare me like that. Wait, are you reading my mind? Nog stated, and the spirit told him that he can also read thoughts. He educates Nog that the Analyze is a standard skill that can help him find Gubble. Nog wondered what it is, so he agreed to the spirit that he will use it. In just a few seconds, the Analyze skills have been activated, and he already found Gubble just inside the Rictoros. He was overjoyed and ran towards Gubble. Gubble was also running toward him, and they were emotional after seeing each other. Nog smiles at the spirit as he appreciates its help. When the night comes, Nog is investigating the spirit, and since Nog is the only one who can see it, Gubble wondered what he was doing. Nog told him that there is an adventurer ghost haunting him, which is also the reason he survived at the hands of adventurers. Gubble doesn't believe it right away, and she just thought that maybe Nog snort too much sweet shroom powder, so she just decided to leave. The spirit teaches Nog about the adventurer's system. He saw the details on the system, and it says that he is the system user and the spirit named Pip. According to the system, Nog will start at level 1, and there are also stats that represent him. He discovered that if he gain enough experience, he can raise his levels and increase his stats and skills. It also stated on the screen that he has 2 strengths and Gubble has 6 times higher than him, and Pip told him that Gubble is much stronger than him. The system resets when he will be passed on to a new player. That's why Nog is still weak for now. Because of what happened to him, he started to think about the system and the adventurers. He also comes to the conclusion that adventurers are strong because of the system. Nog becomes interested, so he wants more answers since Pip has already proved that this system is powerful and can change everything. He was still very determined about why human adventurers are hunting them and what the system truly. Gubble, I have a crazy idea. Let's become adventurers, Nog said. Gubble always supports what he wants, and now they are wearing gear from actual adventurers that cover all of their bodies and wear a mask so that humans can't recognize them. Nog stated that this is their best disguise than the first costumes they tried. Gubble found a big gauntlet that he likes a lot, and he will uses it to fight against the opponent. Since Nog can't decide what weapon to use, he then activates his analyze skills to search for the best weapon. When he already chose a weapon, the system notified him that he doesn't have enough strength to use it. He lacked the strength to use anything other than this basic dagger. When he grabs the dagger, he was imagining that it is a bigger weapon, but the reality is, it is only a small one. Pip reminded him that he currently lacks strength points for larger weapons, so he needs to level up more. Pip also teaches Nog that there is an inventory where can he put his dagger. He just needs to touch the item of his choice and think of the command store. He then does what Pip said, and he was amazed after the dagger was gone. For him to access it again, he just needs to think of the command inventory. Nog was very excited after he knew the basic things to learn in the system. Gubble was wondering again about Nog's actions, as she always see Nog talking alone. While they are walking, Nog keeps exploring the system, and he told Gubble that the ghost gave him access to a power called the system, so he's trying to learn more about it. Up until this point, Gubble doesn't believe him, and she concludes that Nog is lying about the ghost. When they both heard a voice of an adventurer, Nog immediately run toward it. They both hide in the grass and observe the adventurers. Nog activates his analyze skill to check the adventurer's quest, and he scrutinized that these adventurers were trying to collect honeyberries. He doubts that these adventurers know the right way to do it. According to him, these adventurers were surrounded by the slime because slimes in this forest love honeyberries. Because of the several slimes, the tank adventurer was scared and run away, but they cannot escape easily because of the slimes that focus on them. Upon seeing it, Nog remembered his other friends that they also left behind on the day they were attacked by adventurers. Nog decided to fight with the slimes. The humans were attacked by the slimes, and they were having a hard time fighting back since they don't have a tank. Nog suddenly appeared in front of them, and he only used his dagger to slash the slimes. The humans were wondering, but Nog told them that they only wants to help. There are a lot of slimes surrounding them, but fighting against the slime is annoying because it will not be executed unless its core will be smashed. Nog and Gubble attract all the slimes, and it's bouncing towards them. It will keep coming as long as they will stay near the honeyberries, but according to Nog, with the injured human, they might outrun many slimes and get out to this area. Gubble asked them if they were fine, and the humans answered yes, but they also added that they did not expect 2 gnomes to be in this area. They both continue to fight with the slimes, focusing to hit each core, and since Nog is struggling, he activates his analyze skill once again and sight the slimes to hit the weak point. Nog was glad after he defeat one slime, and Pip told him that using analyze skill is a good way to find an opponent's weakness as long the player's perception attributes are high enough. Depending on the grade and strength of the beast, the player will be rewarded with experience points. Pip pushed him to gain more XP to level up, and he was having fun executing the slimes that surrounded them. Gubble was calmly fighting against the slime, and Nog saw that she doesn't even need to target the slime's core, she can just blast them to pieces. Nog realized that Pip wasn't kidding. He witnessed that Gubble's strength is no joke. Nog has deducted 30 HP, and he's not aware that he will die once it will hit 0, so he shouted at Pip for not telling him about it sooner. Gubble and Nogs focused on fighting with the slimes. For he was having fun not until the slimes is increasing more and more. While the human adventurer is busy treating wound, the injured girl started to lose hope and orders her colleague to leave with the gnome, but the healer doesn't want to surrender because she had a promise to someone that she was ready to become an adventurer. Nog is thinking about how they can survive and get away since there are too many slimes and they just keep coming to them. Nog concludes that if he can use acceleration, maybe he can defeat all the slimes. Suddenly, There was a skill in front of them that executed all the slimes, which made them curious about the player that is capable of doing it. A little bird told me you guys needed help. A man stated. It was Tyros, a strong adventurer. According to Tyros, those adventurer girls are named Laura and Aria, and the one who called for Tyros is Edward. Tyros also said that when hunting, tanks are vital to draw the attention of enemies, so Laura and Aria have the right to be upset with Edward for betraying their trust. He extends her hand to Nog and Gubble to introduce himself, and Nog was perplexed seeing a human offering to shake his hands. He was about to introduce himself, but Gubble proceeded while asking for a reward to Tyros for saving the girls. Nog tried to stop her, but Tyros suddenly laughed and stated that he likes the energy of Gubble. Since he cannot think of what he can give to Gubble as a reward, he just invited them to go to their guild hall in Merlos, in the human village. After hearing it, Nog feels excited and agreed without any hesitation. They are all now headed to the human village, and while Tyros is leading the way, Nog was curious about Tyros' sword, so he activates his analyze skill, but it was failed because according to Pip, his analyze skill is not high enough level to see Tyros' weapon stats. In order to examine it, he needs to raise his perception points to improve his analyze skill. Nog concludes that Tyros must be strong, that's why he can't see his stats. Meanwhile, they arrive at the Merlos village, and both Nog and Gubble was amazed upon seeing the human village in the advanced state. There are fashions, weapons, and food. Within moments of stepping into human civilization, Nog understands right away the difference between humans and goblins. He also realized that not all humans are the same. These adventurers together with them are not as bad as others that they encounter. They also noticed different beasts inside the cages, and Tyros explained that some rare monsters have a higher bounty to be captured rather than slaying it. They're shipped off to the Infinity Prison supposedly to be disciplined before they're sold off to beast tampers. In just a few minutes of walking, they finally arrived at the base of the Red Ravens Guild, and the guildmaster named Sephir greeted them right away. Tyros introduced Nog and Gubble to the guildmaster, and he also stated that he promised them a reward for their heroism in the forest. Gubble asked about the gathered people, and Sephir said that today is the adventurer exam. Aspiring adventurers can take the test at any guild hall. If they pass, they can receive an adventurer rank that is determined by their performance, and they can begin taking missions from the quest board. The Red Ravens recruit heavily from the adventurer exams, that's why most of these adventurers ended up joining the guild, but they have low ranks because they did not do well on the exam. Nog realized that this is the perfect opportunity for them to become official adventurers. Sephir was about to get gold to give to Nog and Gubble as a reward, but Nog requested to join the adventurer exam as a reward instead of gold, which made Tyros and Sephir confused. Tyros proposed an idea to Sephir, and as a reward for saving Red Raven's adventurers, Tyros has agreed to a special exam for Gubble and Nog. It's much quicker than the adventurer exam and requires less paperwork. The test is to survive 1 minute against the Red Raven's strongest member, which is also Tyros Talon, the one who accompanied them. If either Nog or Gubble lasts 1 minute in a duel against Tyros, they can officially join the Red Ravens as adventurers. The system pops up and notified quest information. It is a mission offered by the system, and once it will be completed, Nog can get rewards. If they will pass this trial, they can find out what happens if Nog will level up. Since both of them are very determined to be adventurers, they accept the challenge that was given by Tyros. They ready themselves at the phase, and many adventurers are watching them. Gubble will be the first to go up against Tyros. The 1 minute challenge between Tyros and Gubble has begun. At the first move of Gubble, Tyros was instantly surprised by her explosive speed. Even Nog and Pip were confused at how Gubble got stronger. She charged at Tyros and attempted to punch him, but Tyros dodged her attack and ended up punching the ground, causing her to be knocked out. Now, the next one to fight the 1 minute challenge against Tyros is Nog. He was tense because it only took 10 seconds for Tyros to knock Gubble out, and as for him, he needs to survive and win the battle. He activates his accelerate and dashes toward Tyros. At this point, Nog has incredible speed and leaves a scratch on Tyros' face. He was not satisfied yet. He added more speed that even the crowd can't even see him. Nog is not just trying to survive the trial, he's actually trying to beat Tyros. Tyros used his sword to deflect every Nog's attack, and Nog is perplexed as to why he can't hit Tyros. He comes to the conclusion that Tyros has already adapted to his speed. Tyros grab his face and slam him to the ground, which made Gubble too worry. Right at this moment, he already used accelerate enough times to increase the ability to accelerate level 2. He told Gubble that they would become adventurers, and this is their best chance to fulfill it. His accelerate level 2 temporarily increases the speed by 200%, since he already reached his limit. What he wants to do is to overcome it. The system notified that his accelerate skill level 2 has been activated. While Tyros was observing him, he realized that Nog did have a trump card, but he was curious as to how Nog became even faster. Tyros deflected every Nog's attack, and Nog was puzzled as to why he couldn't break through Tyros' defenses. Nog has only enough mana points to use Accelerate one more time. He is now faster than before, but he was so confused about how strong Tyros is that he can't even hit him with his dagger. Tyros started to be serious and hit Nog with his sword. He thought that Nog already passed out, but Nog still managed to get up and declared that he can still fight. Gubble tried to stop him as she don't want Nog to get more hurt. Tyros chuckled and wanted to hit Nog once more, but Sephir grabbed his hand and reminded him that the fight is over and it takes a minute and 10 seconds. Since Nog was still conscious, it means that he passed the challenge. Tyros congratulated and complimented his fighting skills. I can tell you're going to make a great adventurer. Welcome to the Red Ravens, Tyros added. Nog completed the quest and was finally an official member of the Red Favens with a reward of plus 100 experience. Tyros handed them their adventurer cards, and the color of a card represents an adventurer's rank. Nog's green card means he's an F-grade adventurer, while Gubble's gray card represents ungradable, which is the lowest rank for an adventurer. Adventurers can increase their rank by completing quests and getting points. With enough points, they can progress to the next rank. The quest board hosts jobs that are commissioned to the Red Ravens Guild. After finishing one, they can report to the front desk, hand in their adventurer's card, and their points will be allocated. Gubble feels down after she realized that she's more useless than Nog, so Tyros told her that if she wanted to upgrade to a green card, she can start doing the quests. He also recommends gathering some party members before heading out. It's standard to complete quests in groups of 5 to stay safe. The quests are also categorized by rank. Upon seeing the board, Nog saw in the board that collecting goblin ears is also their quest, and it was requested by Kuara. He concludes that if he can find out from this Kuara, he will determine the purpose of why they get the goblins' ears for their quests. The Great Grom is a hero among goblins and he is wanted. Whoever can catch him will receive 1 billion coins as a reward. While they are discussing, Laura suddenly rushes to them and said, I watched you guys closely during your duel with Tyros. You guys aren't real gnomes, right? Arya suddenly interrupted her and said that Nog and Gubble don't have potions and they'll make the Red Ravens look bad walking around like noobs. Hey, we aren't boobs, Gubble angrily stated, and Laura clarified that it is not boobs, but it was a noob. That's what some people call fresh adventurers. Laura handed them the potions as their little thanks for saving them with the slimes. Because of curiosity, Nog investigates the purpose of the potion and is astounded to discover that drinking it can heal the user. He also discovered that potions are made from herbs and monster parts. Arya also gives them leather bags from the guild vault to store their potions in. This leather bag can hold up to 30 pounds of items. Since Laura is an elf alchemist, she's the one who made those potions, and Tyros reminded them to use them wisely because goo potions can be expensive. After Nog finds out that the potions can be made, he then remembers the screen earlier where it stated that a new recipe was learned. He surmises that he can use the system to create potions if he has the right materials. Since Tyros wanted to take Nog and Gubble on their first quest, he asked Arya and Laura to join their party, and Arya agreed since she wanted to show Nog and Gubble her ability. Now that they have a full party, Tyros let Nog choose their quest, and he picked the hunting quest because he can get an ingredient from this to make potions. All of them are ready to go. Nog leveled up after finishing the 1-minute challenge, and according to Pip, he can get 3 attribute points every time he levels up. It's up to him if he will distribute those points, but once he upgrades his stats and allocates them, there's no turning back. Attributes can be used to wield different gear and upgrade certain abilities. The stronger stats can also influence how the player can naturally move and think. At this point, Nogs needs more experience per level, which means that attribute points become rare as he grows stronger. He feels more pressure, and Pip told him that leveling is not the only way to increase his stats. Some stats can be improved naturally if the player will work hard, but it's much more work than using the leveling points. Also, the higher the stat, the harder it is to improve naturally. Pip makes fun of Nog, saying that his strength is so low that he could improve it on his own. You're starting to get an attitude, you know, Nog stated. While they are walking through the hunting area, they meet the greatest hunter of goblins named Goliath. He's a giant size with huge armor and weapon. He is not the only one who's a giant size. He has colleagues, and Nog heard how they make jokes about goblins. He feels pain after hearing such words, so he ran away. The adventurers and Gubble are wondering what happened to him. Nog is crying because he was starting to think that adventurers weren't so bad, but Goliath shows up and boasts about how he was good at murdering goblins. At this point, he was more determined to find out why these adventurers are hunting them. He was so emotional, but suddenly, Gubbles called him and Tyros asked if he was fine, but he lied that he felt a little sick for a second. Tyros suggests postponing the quest, but Nog refused as he wanted to do his first quest with everyone. Gubble was sad because he really understand why Nog become emotional. Meanwhile, they arrive in the forest and there are wolves in front of them. Like slimes, dire wolves are known to travel in packs, so they should not be underestimated. Tyros keeps explaining about the dire wolves, but Arya feels bored listening to him, so she rushed to the wolves. As for her, this is only an E-rank mission. Gubble and Nog are observing her, and Nog conclude that Arya is ready and fighting against the wolves. She activates her flowing breeze and executed the dire wolves individually. Gubble is cheering her not until there are several wolves starts to attack Arya. The wolf bit her weapon, but Nog and Gubble appeared to save her again. Meeting all of these powerful adventurers, Nog realized that there was no time. Since he wanted to protect Gubble and everyone else, he realized that he needs to become stronger and give it everything he got. Pip is cheering him, and he readies himself to attack the dire wolves using his dagger. He slashes it quickly, which made Arya perplexed. Tyros was glad upon seeing Nog become faster and stronger than before. He executed all the dire wolves, and he leveled up from level 2 to level 3. After they finished their quest, they celebrate it with everyone, and Tyros congratulates Nog and Gubble as new adventurers in their guild. He gained an additional 100 experience and an additional 50 greyback wolf fangs for completing the quest. With level 3, he got 3 stat points like usual, except for the option that he can upgrade his analyze skill to level 2. At this level, he can now examine Tyros' sword. Some of it is still hidden, but he can still see it, unlike before. In the course of only a day, he comes so far that he never expected. Tyros decided to talk to him privately, and he was complimented on his ability. Tyros also offered a great opportunity for him. It's a new C-rank quest, and as of now, only Goliath and Tyros are the only 2 C-rank adventurers in Molros, so Tyros believes that Nog and Gubble would be a great addition to the party. Nog was thinking that a C-rank mission is several ranks higher than the E-rank quest they just finished, and he believes that the greatest risks always have the best rewards, so he told Tyros that they will be in. When the night comes, he was trying to scrutinize something. When he used analyze skills on Laura's potions earlier, he noticed that the system said that he learned a recipe. He got the greyback wolf fangs and Dunlop leaves from the forest earlier today, then swiped a vial from the dining hall. It's the recipe to make a potion, so he tried to give it to the system, and he has options to create it or not. When he clicks create option, he was surprised that his prediction was right, and he successfully made a basic potion. He was proud of himself that even though he didn't know about alchemy, he can still create the potion Laura made. After that, he realized that if he can collect the appropriate ingredients with a recipe, the system can make things for him. Since he loves innovation, he also tried to reproduce his own inventions until he made a lot of potions. Suddenly, he heard a voice coming from outside. It was Goliath with his friends, and they are planning to hunt goblins in the middle of the night. Nog decided to come out, and he said to them that he wanted to join their party and hunt goblins together. Goliath recognizes him right away. My party has no place for weaklings. Get lost, Goliath stated, but there's one adventurer who objects and wanted to accept Nog on their team because he saw that Nog is the one who survived the 1-minute challenge against Tyros, and also heard that Nog is the fastest in their guild. Goliath can't do anything but let Nog join their team. Once he will be the team's hindrance, Goliath is willing to put him to death. When they started to hunt, they used different baits like sweets and treasure. Nog is wondering how the adventurers know that goblins love sweets and loves hoarding treasure. They use the sweet scent to attract goblins and shiny objects to get them out. These adventurers really know their stuff. Nog approached Goliath to ask why he hunt goblins and not rare monsters. Goliath said that it's easy to dispatch goblins, and their body parts fetch a decent price on the market. Goblins also breed rapidly, so there's a limitless supply. Goblins are just so ugly, filthy, and stupid, and when I butcher them and hear their shrill screams, I just have so much fun. Goliath added, which made Nog mad upon realizing that they only hunt goblins for their own sick pleasure. The traps are pretty obvious, so he's hoping that it won't work, but suddenly, there are 2 goblins, and he realized that goblins are really stupid. He intended to shout so that the goblins will not be trapped, and it was effective. Those 2 goblins ran away, which made Goliath annoyed. During their hunting, he did his best to stop the adventurers from hunting the goblin race, but there's only so much he can do before they suspect him. Afterward, Goliath caught one goblin and ordered Nog to execute it with his own hands. The goblin cried while Nog is shaking while holding his dagger. Nog speak, and the goblin recognized his voice, and he knew it was Nog. Since Nog can't execute the goblin, he immediately asked Nog if they know each other. He lied that he was attacked by goblins a few years ago, that's why he was scared, and hoping that he can overcome his fear tonight. While he was facing Goliath, he was holding an egg. He also promised them that he can execute the goblin in front of him. Goliath is looking forward to him, but suddenly, there's a big monster rushing toward them. Nog bends to avoid the monster, and Goliath concludes that this monster is a C rank, the guardian of Lunwood Forest. Nog is hanging at the tree, and he shouted to the goblin to run away. The adventurer thought that Nog is talking to them, so they also followed Nog and run away from the monster. The goblin recognized the egg that Nog was holding. He knew that it belonged to the forest guardian. Ever since they were little, they've been taught to never touch those eggs, so he concluded that Nog must have known that it would lure out the forest guardian. Aside from that, he was wondering what Nog doing with the adventurers. While Nog is escaping, he was using his own invention to transfer from one tree to another. The adventurer was amazed by Nog's technique until he stumbled and fall. His colleague was worried, but Goliath ordered him to continue running. Nog intended to bring out the forest guardian to stop these foul adventurers from hunting goblins. He was mad at them for slaughtering his kin for fun, and for him, this is what they deserves. At this point, his kindness has been dominated. He remembered his new friends from the human world. He activates his accelerate and saves the adventurer. He also leads it away as it can smell the egg from him. He jumps into the tree until the monster can't reach him. Pip told him that saving those humans has forfeited his life because the Guardian of the Forest is a level 15 elite monster, which is not even half of his level. While he was running away for too long, Pip reminded him that the Forest Guardian is still catching up, but Nog was aware of it and he was thinking about how far this thing going to chase him. The Forest Guardian has guarded these woods for centuries, so he was hesitant to fight against it. He tried to hit the Forest Guardian and it go berserk. Nog thought that he successfully direct hit the Guardian, but suddenly he has been pulled, so he doesn't have a choice but to release the cord and quickly get his dagger from the inventory and slash the Guardian's gut, which made it scream in agony. Nog thought that it was over, not until the Guardian moved its tail toward Nog and he was deducted 75% of his life. Nog was still motivated and he trusts himself that he will not die here. The Guardian tried to catch him, but he dodged. He passes inside the hole in the tree, and the Guardian was hysterical and throws the tree toward Nog, which made him weak. Pip told him to wake up since the Guardian is coming. Nog didn't expect that someone will help him. It was Gubble who smashed the Forest Guardian. She called Nog and told him that it was his chance. Nog immediately rushed to the Forest Guardian even though his health was too low. He was holding his dagger and was very determined to finish the monster. He then slashes the monster, and at this point, it has been executed. He received an additional 1,000 experience as a reward. Now, he passed out and was about to fall to the ground, but Gubble catch him and reminded him that they promised each other not to split up again. While Nog was unconscious, he was not aware that he leveled up 3 times. At the Goblin village, Nog is now conscious and he immediately checked the system to know his remaining health. When he opened the system, he saw right away that he leveled up from level 3 to level 6 at unlocked after image level 1. He can't believe that he leveled up 3 times and he thought that it was just a dream. He concludes that the Guardian Forest might be dead since he got a lot of additional experience. The elderly goblin unexpectedly entered his chamber to inquire about what had occurred and why the Forest Guardian had died. He was furious when he discovered Nog was with the Goblin Slayers the night before. He tried to explain, but the elder doesn't want to hear any of his explanation. Nog had to summon the Forest Guardian, otherwise, the adventurers would have executed it. Also, he had been attacked by the Forest Guardian, so he doesn't have a choice but to fight back. The elder told Nog that he didn't understand the infatuation he have with the adventurers, as he endangering his own kind. He also reminded Nog that adventurers and goblins are enemies. Nog was now annoyed and he explained that he learned that adventurers hunt goblins for different reasons. They're not as bloodthirsty as you think. Nog stated, once he understands fully what adventurers want from goblins, he will find a way for all of them to live peacefully. The elder warned him that if he insists on continuing to play adventurer with the enemy, he will not set foot in Rictoros again. Nog and Gubble visited the corpse of the Forest Guardian, and up until this point, he was thinking about what the elder said to him. In the end, he still wanted to return to the Red Ravens. He was grateful to Gubble for saving him, but he decided not to bring Gubble with him as he was worried that Gubble might get exiled too. Gubble stated that she has been thinking about it a lot, whether all of this is worth the trouble. But after she meets some of the adventurers, she started to understand what Nog means. As for her, there might be a future where goblins and adventurers can live in harmony. Because of that hope, she decided to follow Nog until the end to help make their dream come true. At the Red Raven Guild, they compliment Goliath because they thought that he's the one who executed the Forest Guardian. Goliath lied and boasted that the Forest Guardian appeared to attack his party, so he slayed it by himself. Tyros was about to leave, but Goliath asked him where he was going. He answered that he will wake up Nog and Gubble. Upon thinking, Goliath believes that Nog is no longer alive, not until Nog and Gubble arrive in the Red Ravens area. Since both Gubble and Nog are present, Tyros told them that they have a quest to do. Before that, Gubble and Nog fetched the potions first at the Kuara's magical potions. Nog remembered that Kuara is the one who requested the quest to hunt goblins. When they entered, Kuara doesn't recognize them, so Gubble said that they are new adventurers. Suddenly, Goliath came and he also said to Kuara that Nog and Gubble are his companions. Because of curiosity, he directly asked Nog how he survived the C-rank beast from last night. Nog lied that he just ran away and didn't slay the Forest Guardian. Kuara interrupted and handed them the Red Raven's order, but she asked for the payment. Nog and Gubble were tense since Tyros didn't give any gold to them. The one who paid for it is Goliath, and he walks away thinking that Nog couldn't even capture goblins on their hunt last night, so for him, there's no chance for Nog to execute the C-rank monster. When Gubble and Nog saw the potions, Nog asked Kuara if she used goblin blood for these potions, and Kuara said that some of them have goblin blood. She stated that it's a standard ingredient for attack potions. The recipe also uses tinderweed, sapphire dragonfly wings, and saber lion eyes. Upon hearing it, Nog realized that it was not just goblins or potions. It's also the adventurers' clothes and armor and their weapons and food. For adventurers, all of the monsters are ingredients. After the Dire World quest, he figured out the sheer scale of it all. After he understands it, he feels sick and Kuara offered him a potion, but he refused and said that he just wanted to go back to others. Later afternoon, they go to the home of Gummo the Great Boar in the Edicles Mountains. After learning about adventurers harvesting goblin parts, Nog thought that his day was bad enough. Little did he know, it could get a lot worse. They saw different monsters that were executed by Gummo the Boar. They proceed with their destination and they follow the trail. In just a moment of walking, the trail of blood and tracks are gone, which means the boar suddenly vanished. According to Tyros, there are two paths and Gummo couldn't have gotten far, so they split up. The gnomes, Area, and Laura will come with Tyros to take the high ground while everyone else will continue down the pass. Tyros instructed everyone to use a flare once they will spot the boar, and after 5 hours, they will meet back again in this area. They continue to walk, but there is another fork in the path, and if they will split again, even if they will found Gummo, they might be assassinated before reinforcement could arrive. Pip suggested Nog to use his Analyze skill since he already leveled up. It can help him track Gummo the boar. After he activates Analyze skill, he saw right away the boar's trail, but for some reason, its tracks are hidden. He never seen animals this apt covering their trail, especially a boar that's supposed to be big, so he feels that there might be something wrong. Nog points out the right way to Gummo, but Tyros is hesitant. You just need to trust me on this, Nog stated. At this point, Tyros trusted him and was interested to follow his instinct. They arrive at a cave, but when they started to walk inside, Nog started to feel something wrong again. After a few steps, they saw Gummo the Great Boar, but already dead. Someone roars inside the cave and they all started to rattle. After a while, the monster comes out and it's the Lord of the Edicles Mountain, an elite level 27 monster. It's much higher than any monster Nog faced before. The monster suddenly used a fearful roar and all of them are intimidated by the roar, which made their stats lowered by 10%. Nog is wondering why he can see such information from the elite monster, and he comes up to the conclusion that it may be because it's the benefits of acquiring Analyze level 2. He saw that the monster used its skills, pummel, and jump on the ground until it gets cracked. Nog immediately activates his Accelerate and rushes to save Gubble. The monster was too strong and it was the B-rank monster in front of them. Tyros ready his sword and wanted to attack the monster. Nog warned him that it is too high level, but Tyros won't listen and continued to rush the monster together with Area and Laura. Gubble stated that they should help, but Nog refused because he analyzed how strong this monster is and all of them doesn't understand at all. Tyros was about to attack, but he was smashed by the monster, causing him to vomit blood. Area also tried to attack, but the monster was too strong and was about to step on her, but Laura activates her shield to avoid any harm. The monster's feet were too heavy and Laura's shield started to crack. Other members of the Red Raven noticed that Tyros with his team found the boar, so Goliath said that they will go ahead and follow them over. At his point, he was curious about what kind of boar they faced that caused intense tremors. Area and Laura passed out, but Tyros get up and was glad that he faced a monster that is much stronger than the others. He doesn't want to back down from a B-rank monster, and he doesn't care how scared he is or how strong the monster is. For him, he was done fighting lowly monsters for scraps, and now he doesn't care how dangerous it is and wanted to push his limits so he can become the strongest among all of the adventurers in the human world. He was very determined to butcher the monster in his own hands and blast through the adventurer ranks. He rushes to the monster holding his flaming sword and quickly slashes it using his smoldering phoenix. The place is coming down and Nog told Tyros that they need to go. Tyros thought that the monster is already dead, but it grabs him and smashes him to the ground. Upon seeing the monster, he realized that it sacrificed its arm to protect the rest of its body. He was still very determined to execute the monster because he don't want that everyone suffered for nothing. He brought anyone here and he chose to start this fight, so he must be the one to end this monster. He was released by the monster's hand and still wanted to attack, but Nog used his invention and go toward Tyros to bring him outside the cave by the use of his Accelerate. Tyros was surprised by Nog's unbelievable movement. When they come out to the cave, Nog gives a signal to Gubble, and Gubble ready herself and punched the cave from outside. They witnessed how the cave was destroyed, and Nog was glad that the battle with the monster is over. Their other guildmate arrive and were curious about what happened to them. They all thought that the monster is dead, not until it comes out and go berserk. Tyros realized that Nog is right, that they can't beat this giant monster, so he told them all to get out of the mountain while he will keep it busy. The monster is rushing towards them, but Nog doesn't want to leave Tyros alone. He knows what it is like to leave friends behind. He was hoping if they fled early, they could avoid a desperate situation like this where Tyros have to pick between himself and his friends. Nog is tired of making that choice, so he decided that today, they were all going home together. He came up with a plan to defeat the Mountain King, but it will require everyone's cooperation. We'll follow your lead, Nog, Goliath stated. Nog ordered everyone to scatter. He then remembers that he obtained a new skill, so he activates it right away. It's the after image skill that creates illusion. Everyone was surprised at how Nog learned this skill. The monster was surrounded by Nog's illusions, and he used his new skill to get this monster angry and lure him away. He used to play hunters and runners in the forest when he was young, so he calmly let the monster follow him. He jumps to the cliff using his own invention, and the monster follows him. Everyone was intense after they saw that the monster is behind Nog. Nog prepared for this kind of situation using his grappling hook and passed through the cliff. The monster might be quick for his size, but as a goblin, they will always be faster. All of his guildmates were amazed by his incredible speed, and this is the first time they saw an adventurer with such agility. This mountain is just a playground for Nog. He gives a signal to everyone, and Gubble already informed them what they need to do. They attacked the monster using a huge rock. Nog was almost caught by the monster, but it fell because of the help of his team. Everyone thought that it was over, but Nog figured out that it wasn't enough to execute this monster, but he already planned for it. He chops the rocks into pieces and gives a signal to Pip to allocate all available attribute points to agility. At this point, Nog's Accelerate skill upgraded to level 3, and he then rushes to the monster holding his dagger and slashes the monster's head. While Nog is fighting, Goliath saw that Nog's mask came off for a split second. He asked everyone if they also saw it, but all of them can't follow Nog's speed. Tyros was amazed that Nog keeps surprising him with his new abilities, summoning magic and his enhanced speed. All of his speed is almost unnatural. After executing the elite monster, Nog's level upgraded 4 times, and he's now level 10 from level 6. He also obtains a new skill, which is the Cruel Bandit level 1. When they go back to the human village, Nog received a lot of questions and compliments from his team, but he can't answer because they are throwing different questions at the same time. He never had this much attention before. Tyros was observing the crowd cheering Nog, and he wondered how it feels to be the first adventurer in the Red Ravens to execute a B-rank monster just like what Nog experienced. He blamed himself for being an irresponsible leader and putting everyone in danger. Nog was the only one thinking rationally, even in the face of the abomination. A strong adventurer doesn't lead their party to their demise. They fight despite fear and secure victory. Tyros feels envious and think of a way to catch up to Nog. When the night comes, Nog and Gubble are in the forest, and Nog was happy that they're getting recognition as adventurers. Up until this point, Gubble wondered where Nog learned how to do those skills that he used executing the B-rank monster. Nog said that he already told Gubble about this, and Gubble remembered that Nog told her about the ghost. Gubble was a bit mad because their goal why they became an adventurer is to understand why adventurers hunt goblins, but she see that Nog only cared about getting stronger and proving himself to these humans. She reminded Nog to never forget that if the adventurers found out who they truly are, they will execute them just like they do to every other monster. She also added that she's not sure if these humans really their friends. Just don't forget who we are, Nog. Gubble stated. The more time Nog spends with these adventurers, the more he thinks that it's possible to be friends with humans. One day, I'll prove it to you too, Gubble. Goblins and adventurers can be friends, Nog replied. While they are talking, they are not aware that someone is spying on them. Nog is very happy that he leveled up so many times from slaying the mountain troll and obtaining useful skills. His latest skill is the Cruel Bandit level 1, which allows users to temporarily transfer attribute points to an object or individual. Pip reminded him to be smart in using this ability, but Nog immediately activated it and transferred 10 agility to a small rock. Ever since the day that they completed their first quest, he wanted to become stronger. They were lucky to have survived against the mountain troll. Usually, it takes up to 50 goblins to execute one, but maybe if he has been stronger then, no one had to get hurt. I want to keep getting stronger, Nog shouted. On the next day, word spread quickly of the Red Ravens' victory over the mountain troll. It was the first time adventurers from Mulrose had slain a B-rank monster. Quests from outside of Mulrose started flooding in, and the Red Ravens turned their eyes from the goblins of Rictoros Forest to the greater monster of the outside world. But it was the adventurers who witnessed the mountain troll that grew the fastest. They all felt it, the unrelenting pressure and urgency to become stronger. But never would Nog imagine that he would have this much fun as an adventurer. 2 months later, Gubble and Nog hang out on the roof, but they were distracted by Arya and Laura informing them that the guildmaster is calling everyone and it's urgent. Their guildmaster informed them that the Red Ravens have ascended the guild rankings over the past month. Someone came and he informed everyone that he come from the Cromwell Kingdom and they are in search of talented adventurers on behalf of the king. He was together with 2 A-rank adventurers named Hale and Dorian. They seek talent that can survive in a rank mission. People were getting excited, and Nog heard that the Kramer Kingdom is the most powerful empire in the world. The king has summoned the following adventurers that are worthy. It was Tyros Talon, B rank, Goliath Valier, B rank, Era Windwalker, C rank, Laura Rivers, C rank, Edward Wolf, C rank, Nathan Wren, C rank, Killian White, C rank, Gubble, C rank, and lastly, Nog, B rank. After a while, Nog and Gubble talked about the talented adventurers. Gubble said that serving the human empire is getting way too big and for her. This is a bad idea if they will join. Nog also have a different perspective, and for him, if they want to create a reality where goblins and adventurers can be friends, he suggested to try and understand more of the world. Besides, this is also a chance for us to get stronger, Nog stated. Gubble was mad after knowing that Nog wanted to risk their lives for the humans' a rank mission. She feels that Nog has changed and all he wanted is to get stronger. Gubble was about to hold his hand, but he kept it away and said that he can protect goblins once he will get stronger. At this point, Gubble cried and was really hurt. She was also worried that Nog will die on the quest. What am I supposed to do if that happens? Gubble uttered. Gubble has stuck by Nog all of this time without even understanding Pip or the system, always fighting beside him no matter what, just because she trusts Nog. Gubble decided to leave and told Nog that this is their last adventure together, as all she wanted is to go home. At the Caden, the capital of the Kramer Empire, Nog and Gubble still came, together with the other C ranks and B ranks. They entered the Sapphire Dragon Guild Hall, and Nog activated his skill to analyze the weapons and armor of adventurers here. Nog saw a triple S rank hero, and he was about to analyze the stats, but it was denied, so he concluded that the system might be broken. Meanwhile, all of the adventurers were welcomed by a high-rank adventurer named Ruan to inform them that the quest they will do will be a perilous one, so they must be focused and avoid any distractions. A civilian of orcs has been conquering and pillaging villages of allied races, resulting in thousands of deaths and hundreds of kidnappings in the last month alone. The king has ordered high-ranks adventurers to eradicate this threat immediately. After the first group of adventurers they sent was already wiped out, this quest has been evaluated to be a rank mission. Yuan told them all that if there are any adventurers who believe that they are deadweight or incapable, they are welcome to leave and not continue the quest. Saves me the time of picking up your corpse when it's all over, she added. Orcs and goblins don't exactly have the best history, but this isn't the time for Nog to be afraid. Nog is now stronger than ever, and he's now at level 23 after 2 months of effort. Meanwhile, they arrive at the Orc Kingdom, and adventurers were going to invade this place. Orcs are monsters, known to butcher creative of all kinds, even goblins. Tylos noticed that Nog is nervous, so he reminded Nog that he has always been good at facing monsters, and the way he faced fear inspired Tylos. Today is their biggest mission, and Tylos gives something to Nog. It's a weapon custom crafted with Nog's strength in mind. He knows that it's only been a few months since they started adventuring together, but today's quest will be a dangerous one, so he figured out that he wanted to give a useful gift to his friend, Nog. Nog becomes emotional after hearing it, and he hugs Tylos as his appreciation. The invasion of the Udummer has begun. The opponent is starting to attack. Raid Party A is the front line, while Raid Party B is the rescue team. Since orcs are known to have over 1,000 captives, Nog concludes that it will not hard for them to find it, but it's as if they're searching for a massacre. Oniyama, the Flamed Warden, was annoyed by the adventurer for having the audacity to attack in their own lands. He's together with Kioni, the Brawler, Onihamaru, the Monk, and Anaiba the Marauder, the Onakiro Shogunate. This battle is inevitable. After all, adventurers and monsters are sworn enemies. Adventurers have a disadvantage in terms of number, and they saw a lot of their colleagues who already dead and have been injured in the battle. Tyros wanted to fight as he cannot watch his fellow adventurers die like this, but Nog reminded him that they have roles for a purpose. They need to focus on the rescue mission according to Nog. He understands the feelings of Tylos. They might not be able to save all the adventurers, but there are still a lot of people that they can rescue if they will finish their mission. Goliath agreed with Nog, and he stated that there were not enough of them at this point. Tyros was mad as he feels that his team wanted to leave the front lines to crumble, and he concludes that no one understands him. Ryuan suddenly came and told them that they haven't made much progress at all. She will draw the attention of orcs to the west, and that will give the rescue team less opposition. Tylos is thinking what's the difference between him and Ruan. He was about to ask something to Ruan, but Ruan won't let him say anything, and she ordered the rescue team to stick to the plan. Tylos was hard-headed and decided to follow Ruan. His team tried to stop him, but he never listened and always believes that nobody understands him. According to Goliath, seeing all of these slain adventurers must have triggered something in Tylos, and he recognized the looks Tylos made. He saw it a few times when he gets frustrated at his own powerlessness. There's no doubt that Ruan also made him feel that way. Right now, Tyros is no better than the monsters he wants to slay. Goliath just forgot Tylos for now and told his team to focus and finish their rescue mission, and they can back him up after. They decided to take a route on the eastern side, as there's bound to be less opposition that way. Nog conclude that if Ruan is leading the orcs west, that means that the enemies from the east are coming to them. Nog's perception skill has alerted him, saying that he is now in danger. They started to move and do their missions, but there is an ogre who suddenly appeared. Ogres and orcs are known to have an alliance. When they saw the rescue team, they smell something from Gubble and Nog, something that they must have been ate before. This ogre is the holy warriors named Ratso and Katso, an elite monster level 35. Let's see what's under those masks, Ogre stated. They tried to attack the adventurers, but Edward used his shield and they quickly hide. The ogre chased them and they are determined to execute all of the adventurers. When they entered a room, they are not aware that there are bombs inside and it explode after they step on it. This bomb is Nog's innovation, but it did not slay the opponent. Nog appeared in front of the ogre and called everyone to attack them. They used all of their weapons and beat the ogre. Gubble and Goliath punch and push them, causing them to flew away in front of the orcs. Ratso cried and tried to wake up his brother Katso, but Katso was unconscious and suffered more pain than Ratso. The rescue team started to move and there was a fireball coming from above. According to Pip, it may be fueled by mana and someone casting it. The amount of mana it must take to cast that many fireballs are immense. Nog was curious about who cast it, so he used his analyze skill and he figured out that it was the Orc Emperor Onakiro, a superior monster level 58. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Till next time.